The countdown. Hey, everybody, welcome back. The countdown started and I was mid-sentence, but that's all right. We'll just
Got to save the good content. Welcome back to the pod, Dad's Talk Sports. Classic dad fashion. We're not on a schedule, but we are here. It's Tuesday night. We got lots of things to talk about. I got a cold. Families all got a cold. You got some stories. What do you got?
driving range story, horrific. It doesn't matter race. I was going to say white dad, but black dad, Hispanic dad, Asian dad. Any golfer has had this experience happen to them in their life, and it was horrific. Okay, dramatic PTSD. It's gorgeous here. We're having a fantastic fall. Usually, right around now is when it turns south in Minnesota for the winter.
But 70 here tomorrow.
It's been absolutely gorgeous. So, work for myself, work from home. Snuck out for about a 2 p.m. afternoon driving range session the other day.
Yes.
And the last time, it's been about a week since I was hitting balls. And the last time I was flushing them. Yes. Absolutely in love with my gap wedge. I just warm up with that puppy, and it just feels good. So I go to the range. It's been about a week. First ball, horrific shank.
Ooh.
Okay, at this point, I'm like, like 270-degree angle off the club, like horrible. At this point, I'm like, it's the first ball. I'm like, okay, back's a little tight. We're fine. Second ball, I'm like, okay, go through my keys. Shank. Okay, I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
From the right to the left pocket. Yeah, what do we got to do?
Third ball. I'm like, okay. Third ball, I literally go through everything. I'm like, boom, ass, back, all like the check marks. Dude, like, check the hands on the way back. Okay. Shank. At this point, my heart is like...
No, it's like, did I lose it?
Oh, dude. Panic.
Wait, how many people are there? Midday. What's the 2 p.m. crowd look like?
There's a couple of senior citizens.
All right. So you didn't have like a gallery being like, hey, guy, come on, take it easy on us.
No joke. Okay, fourth ball. Shank. Fifth ball. Shank. Panic. Absolute panic. I didn't finish the bucket. I like literally 9 shots, all shanks, just drove home.
Walked away.
Dude, I was... I don't want to swear on the podcast. I don't want... we're still trying to build our viewers up from 16.
Yeah. Spend the audience.
But, dude, and I'm sure every golfer has had this like happen to them in their life.
Oh, yeah.
Full on panic. And then I get home, a couple hours pass, and my wife's talking to me about something, and it's actually like kind of serious. Like about like I actually don't remember, but she was like talking about like something serious about like what's going on in her life and some BS. And literally, I felt like Brooks in the Netflix documentary. The whole time she's talking to me, she's truly opening her soul. And all I'm thinking about is like my wrist. Like, where is my wrist on my golf swing? God. Like, she's talking, and all I'm thinking about is my golf swing.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Couple days, I ended up like the following day, I was going slow, figured some things out. Had another session that was fine, so I don't want anyone to be concerned. It was just one of those, it's just snowballed on me, panic set in. Horrific.
Dude, I mean, we're going to go a little like inside stories here, but back when we used to play campus golf, right, totally had to adjust the swing to hit the hard tennis ball and drive it through the quad, right? I remember distinctly going and playing like the first round of golf after we did a bunch of that, and it was like shanks all over the place at 2 tees. And I was like, did I like ruin myself? Because I've got this like field hockey swing now from hitting this tennis ball against like the Deke sidewalls. Like, but no, your story about like just think about your golf swing. I played in like our club championships for the first time, and like when you're playing with the guys, you hit some bad ones, you teed up again, mulligans, like
balls.
Like this was full on like stroke play, every stroke counts, and like
you're cutting everything out.
I was like a 3 over through 10 or something like that, like doing like really well, and then all of a sudden par 5, I'm like, okay, birdie gets right back in this thing, just 50-yard hook down left into the garbage. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? Blew up, shot like 50 on the back. And the rest of the day, like, I wasn't there. I was not mentally present. I was on the back nine being like, where did my swing go? Like, I know
Yeah.
you're talking to me, but I'm not here. I'm like, what happened on the course? And will it ever come back? So, yeah, I'm
That's
there,
why I
man.
want to share the story with you. Just panic. The drive home, I was not thinking about any world events. I
No.
was not thinking about the 30-year interest rate. I was just thinking about my golf swing, man.
It's like, where did it go? It's right
What happened?
there.
Speaking
Well,
of golf,
I'm glad you're out there playing. I'm glad you're out there
oh,
playing.
dude, I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I need to play more rounds. You know what I'm into? You're a highfalutin country club guy. I am really into just A, going to the range, but B, I'm
Love it.
really into the nine hole par three.
Oh, the little executive course? Love it.
Little 9 hole
Absolutely.
par three. There's one right by me. You can play that sucker in like an hour to 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You don't
we
even
got
have
one in
to you
town.
don't even have to pack you could just take a smaller bag.
Like 3, 4 clubs. We got one where it maxes out at like 142 yards. Bring like pitching wedge, sand wedge, putter, and you just walk around
The
35 minutes.
most
You can
fun
play the whole
part
night.
for
Yeah,
me is the iron shot into the green.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not really a great putter, so it's just like let's
yeah.
let's
Oh, it's
let's
just good to be out there. Oh, yeah. No, it's gonna be like 70 degrees here this week. So I think it's gonna be one of the better last days of the year here. So hopefully getting out on like Saturday or Friday. So we'll see.
You're gonna say how you're sick, and then we started recording. Do you have anything to add?
No, no. What I really have to add is I love this time of year because it is the one time of year where I eat all my candy. We've
Oh,
got we
go
had a
on.
little trunk or treat on Sunday to kick things off. We used our costumes from last year, Frozen, obviously, decorated the trunk, you know,
Yeah.
snowflakes, the whole thing decked
Like
out.
at the
But
local
early on
school
the
or the
candy.
neighborhood?
This was in the parking lot of the club. Then we've got
Oh,
one for daycare on Friday. I think another one on Sunday for the town, and then Tuesday in the neighborhood. So like this is the like full on Halloween week. Right now I'm working with I went into the garage before I started up. Got one of everything. I got Snickers, Kit Kat, Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Reese's, Twix, peanut M&Ms, and Skittles just to balance it out with a little fruit. I'm not gonna eat them all right now, but you
no
know,
gummies. No
one to
gummies.
pretty you work
My
with.
oldest daughter's into the gummies.
Is that legal out there or what?
Candy. Like the gummy, like the worms and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah. Oh, love the sour worms.
I was going to bring a prop, but I forgot it. I don't want to get up. I was buying for trunk or treat at our
Yeah.
school on Friday. So I went to the store and bought some to drop off at the school. Of course, snagged a few personal bags. Reese's now has come out with a pretzel inside Reese's.
Oh,
This is
home
a
run.
phenomenal
Oh, yeah,
iteration.
yeah, yeah.
A
No,
great,
Reese's different shapes, and the pretzel's awesome. Like the heart shapes, Valentine's Day. There's like a bat or something like that for Halloween. Like all into it.
Twix I'm into. I was going to say, I think the most underrated Halloween candy is
Hit me.
100 grand.
See, I knew you would have a hot take, and like the
That's not a
100
hot take. That's
grand.
a great candy bar.
No, but I knew you'd have a candy take.
Well,
So
it can't, it can't be Snickers or Kit Kat. I'm talking about the ones that never gets mentioned as a top five.
yeah, no, like the once a year candies,
Yeah,
right? Like I never see the mounds with the blue box or whatever. Never see that except once a year. They throw it in the bag with all the good stuff. 100 grand, same thing. Never see that around all year long. Then it shows up. I always forget about the Three Musketeers. I love the Three Musketeers.
I like the
Just
Three
all
Musketeers.
good. Oh, it's the
I
best.
like it. The one candy that I don't like is Almond Joy. And like you're talking about the once a year thing, you're on a road trip, you're at a gas station, you might snag a little Snickers for the road, or at least
Yeah.
maybe just me. Who's running into a gas station and like, you know what? I'm gonna snag an almond joy for the road. Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like what do those guys do 364 days of the year?
I remember my dad, okay, used to rock the peanut M&M sometime on the road trip, like in the cup holder.
It's tough to beat. This is a really good product. I mean, there's just no two ways about it.
They have
Like,
a pretzel one now too, M&Ms. Like I think it's a
pret-
red bag. It's like a pretzel.
ooh,
Pretty
I know
good, dude.
the peanut or the peanut butter ones, also the Reese's. But all right, the pretzels, I gotta look out for that.
My kids are 10, 8, and 8. It is
Oh, that
the
is
best night of the year. I'm in
right down
prime.
the fairway.
So my I was gonna stay home and hand out the candy. My wife was gonna take the twins, and Dorothy was gonna go with three friends. They're in fifth grade and they're just in our neighborhood. We have like a huge
That's
development.
borderline like they don't even want to hang out on Halloween
Well,
anymore. It's
I
like
was hoping to
a
let
shoot
them just
thing.
go by themselves. They're like nerdy girls. They're friends, very all good girls. There's no mischief going on. But
Yep.
one of the moms really wants a chaperone to be there. And somehow I think it's falling on me. So we're a little nervous about that. Gonna have to
We
charge a
just
dad tax.
we just do the table outside because we're doing the walk around. This year we've got what are we doing? We're trolls. Do you guys watch the troll movies?
No, I missed that one. Sorry, dude.
Just right generation behind you, and we got some great costumes this
The,
year. So we're
the,
all walking around. We're going just
slide, all that takes is one sixth grader to show up and take all of it, like I
oh
did when
yeah.
I was
No,
taking.
it's complete chaos. But the neighborhood does a really good like full family event and then walk around together. So we just like leave it out and it's a little bit of trust factor around here.
You're in Jersey and I'm in Minnesota, so I'm not as worried as you are. What's the house getting egged odds in Jersey? I could see some Jersey shenanigans.
Yeah, it's the night before around the neighborhood. Everyone like you get TP'd, and typically I think like the it's a small little neighborhood here, and everyone kind of knows like who the families are, like what houses. The unwritten rule is you only do it to other kids that are in that same age range, right? So if you were in my neighborhood, totally cool if like me and my buddies are, including you, go and like douche your house and you douche my house. But like the next door that has like the infant, like kind of off limits. So I'll get like a couple of like toilet rolls in like the front, but not full on egg. But yeah, like it'll be like, oh hey, we're getting the McGee's tonight, and yeah, like those houses get pounded pretty good.
Now that I'm a homeowner, and I've been a homeowner for years, but as an adult, I'm just horrified at some of the actions that happened in my youth.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I'm just thinking of what we did. And I'm thinking here as a homeowner, if I was sitting down watching the game tonight and all of a sudden I just hear like my house getting pummeled with eggs, I would be so livid and trying to find these kids to murder them. And I was that
dude,
kid.
dude, there were like three houses, like the ring, like not long lasting, but the ring and run that was like our thing for like 4 years. And there were a couple houses that had like perfect. It was a long from the driveway, bunch of steps up to the front, and then a little like a bush cliff that you could jump off of. That was fun. You could then roll down the front yard. We did this one house like every weekend at 3 a.m. for like 4 years. Like free camera. Like I would murder someone now, and like the we knew like the bedroom was right on the street. They would middle of the winter throw up, hey, stop it. And we were just running down the street laughing our asses off. Be back next week.
Oh, we used to do the same houses over and over again. We didn't even know the people.
Yeah, no,
Or
had no idea. No idea. Just nice old couple.
and then some jabroni put up like one of those outdoor like huge lights that would go off with a sensor,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
just
yeah.
triggered us more. So we
Oh,
ended up like
oh yeah, no,
edging it
you're just asking
exclusive.
for it. You're just asking for it. Yeah.
That's all I got. I was gonna my driving range story. I was gonna throw this take to you.
We got
How much of a genius was Taylor Gooch to go to live? That guy cleared like 35 million in 14
35,
events.
40 million bucks. He's just like
Not
he's
even
like,
counting sign-on bonus or anything, just this year.
yeah, just this year. Yeah, he's like, dude, these
14
guys suck
events,
at golf.
dude.
He's literally looking around being like, none of these guys are good at golf. I just like play decent golf, I'm just gonna win all these tournaments.
Yeah, they're top heavy. I am actually kind of quasi in on the live product. I'd like to see what they could do. I mean, Brooks and Bryson and DJ and Cam Smith are
They,
truly still awesome.
yeah, I think that it's got some interesting aspects to it. Like I tuned in a little bit to the like the championship or whatever. I liked like match play, and there was like one on one. There was like alternate shot. Like there was definitely something to that.
Yeah,
But the problem is like they need to let go of all like the stupid things they leaned in on. I think to make it a good product. Like they're like, okay, we're just gonna do everything opposite of the PGA. We're gonna wear shorts and we're gonna play music and we're like just gonna do all this douchey stuff. They'll be like, oh, we're not the PGA, we're this. And they just need to like cut a few of those things out. And like if a guy's putting and
true.
it's a really big tournament and it's for like the $18 million team prize, like press pause on the music, like just on a tee shot, right? It's like, oh, it's on 18. This is very important. It's like in the
I
background. It's
still
like either make
like
it a fun member guest atmosphere or tell me it's serious. Like they're trying to do both.
I first didn't like the shotgun start, but now I do because I actually think it helps the broadcast because their broadcast is definitely more enjoyable than the PGA because they're just firing all over. Everyone's on the course at the same time, and it also negates if there is weather. Everyone's playing in the same conditions. But I liked how Brooks was standing there like heckling Bryson on that par three, like during the tournament. He's
Yeah,
just
see that,
like when
that
Bryson was
that's not serious golf, right? That like which is totally fine, but like don't tell me
I
that like
still
these
want to
guys
see
are
Bryson
crying revenge.
launch at 350. I don't care. Like,
Yeah,
come on, it's perfect. He's like, yeah, way to
yeah.
play it safe.
Which is why I really think that like what they should have done in hindsight is like make the PGA Tour through the championship in August or whatever it is, and then make September through December this like more casual, like silly season with different formats, teams, make a big purse, like don't compete against each other, right? Like take out like the Zozo and the Sanderson, what all these other events are, like make those like fun wacky team events, make it a sprint, it's 2 months, it's 3 months, whatever it is, like it's an off season but also like we're gonna relax the rules, we're gonna play music, we're gonna wear shorts, we're gonna do all that kind of stuff, like don't have it compete because it's like it's very two very different products.
I
And
agree.
it's still like it's still golf. It's not like, oh hey, there's guys are making more birdies and stuff like that. It's like
Well, that was like the
yeah.
PGA was in Japan. I was pitching the Friday to Monday during NFL, but why not do the Asian swing? I loved how because the Asian times it's starting at 6 in the morning
I
here.
didn't catch any of that. I heard on
My
a
boy Colin
podcast that
Morikawa.
night that Morikawa like ran away with it. I had no idea.
Yeah, Morikawa's the man. That's all I
Yeah.
got on that. But yeah, I just want to bring up Taylor Gooch clearing like 35 million for 14 events. Brilliant, dude.
Just like yeah, I mean
And my
he's got
boy
a
Bryson
skill.
won again. My boy
Hey,
Bryson won again. That 60 to 1's
right,
looking juicy. I'm gonna head.
right.
He's already done 40 to 1. He's going off at 20 to 1, and I'm hedging out at that point.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's with the like with the getting to the majors and the world ranking points and stuff like that. It's like okay, just let go of the fact that you're gonna do all these wacky things, and like if you want to get the points, just make it a more serious competition. You get the points. Like they're like leaning in on like, oh hey, everyone's over here, like so you got to give us points unless in the majors. Like I don't know, like just make it 4 serious rounds and you'll be all good. Like don't lean in on the 54 hole nonsense if that's really holding you back from like going to the Masters. So it'll be
I
weird
agree.
that like Gooch is like clearly playing really well and like what to qualify for a couple things next year. I don't know how
Qualified
it's
for
gonna
the
work.
U.S. Open and the British Open, and
He
then
didn't he didn't try last year, right?
well, he kind of got
He like
screwed last year
protest.
because they changed the qualification on him because he was qualified, and then they like removed him. They
Yeah, yeah,
changed the
yeah.
rule, but he was the only guy that got eliminated, and then he only had like one more qualifying site left, and he
So he
just
just didn't
failed.
showing up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not like you're a home club hosting an event.
Exactly, man. He could show up to Canoebrook next year and give it the old college try.
Shout out Big Randy.
Shout out Big Randy. Course correcting. He almost teed off on 13 and got DQ'd.
Oh God. Well, what do you want to talk about? NFL?
I got smoked. NFL. That was not a good week.
I cleared the 2 week skins, feeling alive, up on the season.
Skins with 2.5 points. Yeah,
Three
I heard
points,
the
three
stat that
points,
it was.
3 points. Oh, three. Got the full three.
Oh, it was, yeah, it was full three, full three. It was tracking to get the push at the worst case scenario for
I know you like that Broncos pick. No one saw that one coming.
the Broncos. Oh man,
I just did not think they were going to start 0-4 at home. That was my big thing. And
yeah,
I'm not sold on the Packers.
the Packers, man, like talk about like you have this guy Love in the clubhouse for like 3 years, and you're like, yep, he's the guy. It's like he is not the guy.
But maybe
So
I agree with that. But maybe LaFleur is not the guy either.
it could be a combination. It's tough, right? It's like Brady, Belichick, LaFleur, Rodgers. Like clearly, it's a little bit of coach, a little bit of quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be him for sure.
I'll give you the floor on
Um,
your Bucs before I talk about the Bills.
I mean, it could be bad. We can't score any points. I mean, there's
Or
just no doubt about it.
how about the game that happened first? The
Oh,
week of
that could carry over to that one too. Yeah, it was really painful to watch. I mean, it goes up quick 7-7, and then just an absolute pillow fight for the rest of the game. We converted like half the third downs, but somehow like couldn't move the ball, couldn't score. The defense was keeping them in with all these random fumbles in the red zone, like punching it
Yep.
out at the half-yard line like three
Yeah, I
times.
texted you. I was like, "Is that a touchback?" Because we both took the Bucs in the
I
contest.
know. And then as soon as we got it back, it's like the 45-second. If you're tied or like up 1 or 2 with 45 seconds left and you kick it off, like in today's NFL, that team is the opposing team scoring a field goal. I don't know, half the time,
Yeah,
right? So it's like, oh, they tied the game with 47 seconds. Like, okay, they're gonna lose. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
yeah,
why bother like kicking the field goal? Should just gone for it on fourth because it's just too much time in today's NFL. It's 3 completions and
yeah.
then easy win. So
I watched
very
that game.
disappointing.
I watched that game on the second screen because I had the Bills on. But I texted you. So the Evans touchdown was so easy. It was
So
just
easy.
go route, and they hit him
Over
in
the top.
stride.
Yep.
Why they didn't run that play again the rest of the game? I don't
It's very
understand.
bizarre.
I don't know.
They're rolling more coverage over the top is what I heard in like the post game, but we just can't run the ball, and so like as soon as Baker like has to throw it, the other team just like tees off, gets him out of the pocket a little bit. He's not the biggest guy, so like if you get some hands in his face, like it looks like these guys are open, but it's like if there were a bunch of 6'5" guys like in front of me, you're kind of doing a little hope and pray up over the top, you know? So like it looks great, but he's off by like 5 yards in these deep balls, like a lot.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one on Thursday. If they had won this game, I would have felt good just how the Bills are trending. But like unless it's a 10, 13, 10, something like that game, I don't see how the Bucs win.
yeah. This Thursday, I think the Bills are gonna make some changes and roll. I just don't. I think it's too quick of a turnaround. The
I
Bills.
mean,
I was gonna say the Bills. The
I had them last
defense.
week. They're supposed to roll last week.
I tried to
2 years
sound
ago.
I tried to sound the alarm in the previous things that I've been concerned. The defense
Too many
was
injuries.
inexcusable against Mac Jones. The defense has lost 4 defensive starters. I will buy those excuses versus Philly, San Francisco,
Yeah.
and Miami and Kansas City. I'm not buying those excuses versus New England and Mac Jones. But the offense, sounding the alarm again. If you're watching on
Yeah.
YouTube, free Josh Allen. They have scored 1 touchdown this season on their opening drive. That's a huge red flag.
Yep.
Number two, they scored 2 touchdowns in under 3 minutes against the Pats when they ran the 2 minute drill hurry up offense.
Just keep
They
it going.
need to, Josh can't think. They need to just run that hurry up offense, 2 minute,
Yep.
4 minute drill the whole time. They're
Yep.
overthinking it. They got the governor on Josh Allen. They're trying to tell him not to run. This guy needs to run. He needs to feel a hit. He needs to jump over someone. If he gets hurt, he gets
I know.
hurt. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And
Year
with all the
three,
defensive
he was
injury,
reckless. Yeah.
with all the defensive injuries, we're only gonna make a run in the playoffs if God mode is activated, and God mode is activated when he's fucking a gunslinger, taking
Yep.
off, firing darts.
Yeah.
Unleash Josh Allen, free Josh Allen, God mode.
It's I think it's the same thing that happened with Baltimore the last couple weeks, right? Like beginning of the season, they were kind of bottling Lamar up, like, hey, don't get injured, like new contract, all that stuff. It's like, no, man, like they're good because they do all this, like, he runs over a linebacker and he gets fired up, and like the offensive line gets fired up, and then like they roll from there. When he doesn't do that, it's not the same dynamic, and
You can't
and
play.
without that, they're not able to. They don't seem to be able to impose their will on these like lesser teams unless he's doing that kind of stuff. He like plays up and down to the competition like it's crazy.
Well, then it turns into too predictable, where everyone in the world knows they're going to run that zone read.
Yeah.
It's not good. So we'll see. Knox is hurt. Kincaid, I would like to see a big Kincaid game versus the Bucs. So we'll see what happens. I'm sellers on the Bills winning the Super Bowl for sure. I don't see it. And I'm out on McDermott, man. Okay, this is year 7 of Sean McDermott.
He's been there for a while.
Year 7. What have they done? Okay, they went to one title game, AFC title game.
Yeah.
Okay, then they had the 13-second loss. What else do you want Josh Allen to do? He literally played a perfect game. He had 2 go-ahead touchdown drives in under 2 minutes, and the defense blew it. And then they laid the egg versus Cincinnati last year. I remember Marty Schottenheimer getting fired after going 14-2 with San Diego.
Yeah, with the Chargers.
Your boy Dungy getting fired, and then Gruden wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's like a couple personnel changes, like minor, with a little better health luck and a new coordinator or head coach, something like could just vault him back up a couple wins.
Okay.
But
I'll pose the question to you, McDermott. You're gonna finish year 7. What happens? And he has a top 5 quarterback. What happens if they make the playoffs, they win the wild card game, then they lose the divisional? Okay, and then you're running it back. Obviously, he's not going to get fired, but then you're running it back next year, and then you underachieve next year in his eighth year. And by underachieve, like if you have a top 5 quarterback and you're in your 8th year and you're not making the conference title game or getting the 1 or 2 seed, you got to make.
They're like plateauing right here. Well, and especially with the Dolphins playing so well, right? It's like if you're not at least like running away with the division and then like having these heartbreakers in the playoffs, that's one thing. But if all of a sudden you have like this dynamic offense, explosive team in your division that was supposed to be you guys, like you might have to swap out the defensive guy for an offensive guy just to like compete.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. They play Tampa, which should be a win, and then they're at Cincinnati. But Cincinnati is another team.
Yeah.
Did the league let them off the hook when they started slow? I mean, are they getting healthier? We'll see.
It's what they did last year too. I think didn't they start like 2-4 or something like that, like a really slow start? And I think that might be a fact. It could be false, but it might be a fact as well. Yeah. No, I'm looking through the.
Give me your loser for the week. Besides our 2 teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was Tampa. I think like minor loser could be Miami, right? Because it was like it was everyone was putting up like, hey, look at the Miami wins, and like they're like so shitty, like the quality of like the opponents they've actually beaten, and then like it came true.
Yeah.
So like they could be one of these. Remember, like the Rams were a little bit like this when they had that awesome offense. Like if you just pop them in the mouth a little bit, like is that really going to work in November, December, January? Right? If they're not at home and they have to go to cold weather, like if they have to go to Buffalo, right? Theoretically, week 2 of the playoffs,
or Cincinnati.
Arrowhead, Cincinnati, Baltimore,
Cincinnati, Kansas City, Buffalo. I don't see Miami winning there.
Besides, like, okay, so maybe if they go to LA or Jacksonville or Houston, or if Houston wins that division and then they have to go there, like that Saturday 1 p.m. game, like, yeah, they win 42-7, right? But then the next week, if they have to go to Cincinnati or something like that, like, you never know. So they're still a great watch, but I'd say minor, like what are they really? I don't mind the Detroit blowout. I don't think that's a reflection of their actual team. I think Baltimore could be like really scary going in like later in the season.
Yeah.
I feel like Harbaugh is another one of those guys, right? He's been around forever. They're always kind of right around winning the division, losing the first round of playoffs, like kind of being there. This is the year that he's got to like kind of
Well,
go the
he
next
won the
step.
Super Bowl though with Flacco.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that? 2015?
Probably even earlier than that, maybe.
Yeah. That
He's
was,
kind of like a Tomlin, where he's there till he's
oh,
doesn't.
he's locked, but I feel like he's due for like an actual run. And Lamar has to too. So,
Yeah, if
uh,
they're healthy, I agree with you. They're scary. The
uh,
loser for me is the Chargers. Just another no show, dude. They have too much talent. They're 2-4 now.
I took them 5.5, and it seemed like it was like kind of cruising. They're gonna trade touchdowns. Then all of a sudden, like fourth quarter, just kind of breaks down.
I was leaning Chargers, but then I just didn't. I was like, I'm. It was like, all right, I'm just gonna take the Eagles to win by a field goal at home versus the.
It was a cute pick. It was
Yes,
getting too cute. It was like, oh yeah, like they'll slide in and lose by 3. It's like that's not a reason to take the team. Like they weren't gonna win that game. So yeah, that was a horrible pick. Horrible picks across the board for me. Um, but yeah, no, I could like, why don't they just fire that coach? Right?
I think
It's like
he's. I think they have to
like
find that guy.
mid-season. Like what's the downside?
Yeah, I think he's toast. I don't know when their bye is, but I think he's toast.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
they
a good
already
point.
had their bye actually, but he's toast after this year. You can't miss the playoffs. Actually, Herbert has a great arm. I mean, I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback, but he's definitely a serviceable NFL quarterback. You can't be laying that many eggs with like an above average quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, I mean look at the quarterback play like across the league. It's not great. He's definitely top 10, just based on like there's not that many good guys out there
Yeah,
besides like the kind of like top 5 or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, no, he's that coach is not long for the seat. Um,
The
for
winner,
sure. Yeah,
the
no,
winner for me was I agree with the Ravens. I think we're the winner of the week.
and
They're the
then
team to watch.
Philly, like if Philly's just, I think Philly's just extended themselves as the class of the NFC. Niners with all those
Especially the
injuries.
Niners losing. Yeah.
Niners again. The Brock show kind of coming to a close here a little
Okay,
bit.
this is not an original thought. I saw it on Twitter, and someone was saying, "What if this Brock Purdy run is just the NFL version of Linsanity?"
Right. No, yeah, it's like we definitely talked about that like 3 weeks ago. It's like,
I don't
is he
remember.
really this good?
Do you remember
And
Linsanity? I
no,
went to a Timberwolves
oh,
game because Jeremy Lin was coming to
dude,
town.
Sanity was the absolute best. And Carmelo Anthony just like just couldn't get over himself. He was like, no, like I don't care if everyone's having fun. I'm not participating in this. And this guy's getting the last shots. Like, no, shut it down.
Dude,
It
it was
was so much
awesome.
fun. There was like
But is
20,
that what's going
25
on with
games.
Purdy?
Yeah. Purdy was the thing with Purdy was like there was nothing that he did that was like, oh, he's bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, better release, better reads, something like that. It was like, okay, Shanahan's obviously a really good coach, putting a kid who's competent in the right positions. But like eventually the NFL is going to catch up, right? It's like the pitcher going through the lineup the second time around, right?
Yeah.
Like we start getting the hits the second and third time
Becky
around.
Momo, the first time you saw him with that, wind up, everyone
Yeah, the
sucked.
gyro ball or whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No,
like,
was that Nomo? Nomo was the guy that turned his body.
oh yeah, who's the gyro ball?
Yankee guy, right? I don't know. Comment down below if you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Add to the comments who the gyro ball was.
Well, yeah, it's the
But yeah,
same
no,
same.
I think second time through, which is if that's the reverse Lamar Jackson, right? He's like 16-1 against the NFC because it's like I don't know, never seen this guy before, and he's just like 3 steps faster than you expect, right?
Yeah,
So it's the same thing there. It's like the AFC North has him twice a year, so they kind of understand what's happening. He goes over and plays the other conference once every 3 years, and they're like, "Holy shit, this guy's fucking fast."
yeah, I
So
agree.
Yeah, I think I would love to see Purdy just go down. Just fuck that. It was
Yeah,
too easy.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Partially because like his first start was mid last season against Brady when Brady was going back to San Francisco, and Brock was like 18 for 24 touchdowns, absolutely sliced him up, and it was like, you just end Tom Brady's career. Like, who the fuck is this kid? So I've been rooting against him for that.
I do like San Francisco because at least they had the stones just to take their loss on Trey Lance. They
Trip.
draft that guy in the top 5. No, but that was, you know how many guys teams wouldn't like,
Yeah,
they would still be trying to run him out there, or
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. It's like, this is not, no, we whiffed there.
Well, I have a soft spot for John Lynch. Just knows what he's doing. He's just a leader of men. I love that guy.
Oh, it's total non sequitur. But before I came on, I had the TV on. And it was Lakers Nuggets, and
Yeah, watch that.
Dion's there courtside with Travis Hunter, and they're like, Travis Hunter's like doing like a move on him, and Dion's there, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
just
and Shador, right? I think
yeah,
it's, yeah, Sam was there
and
too.
it's all above board now. But I'm like, imagine like the guys that ran the NCAA in the '90s
Oh my
saw what
god.
was going on now with like this the star cornerback and the quarterback with the coach courtside at
Yeah,
the
just
NBA game.
money, but
Yeah,
yeah. It's
showing the glasses and the watch that are all for sale.
yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, just selling
Getting
merch.
those glasses for Christmas, by the way, definitely.
Oh, right. Yeah, like you kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
The Deons. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
watching the
just
game right now.
laughing about how much things have changed with those guys being courtside. So,
I mean, like some of the best 30 for 30s were all about like those college scandals, right? Like the Pony Express one, the U one. It was all about like college sports.
Johnny
That was
Manziel.
part of the fun of it was these guys that would like show up with like, the gold Corvette in the 80s and be like, hey, Dickerson, like, how'd you get that?
My
Don't
mom
worry
got
about
it
it.
for me. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
shows up, shows up on, shows up with the Trans Am at like the high school.
Yeah,
He's like,
the Trans Am. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, the gold Trans Am. Yeah, like that was like part of the fun. It was like skirting the system. And now it's just like, you can all have your own, product
oh,
line.
Dion allegedly, don't need a defamation lawsuit with the way my finances are looking these days, but allegedly was driving around FSU in the convertible, and I think his
Oh,
mom was like a cleaning lady.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that
I
was the
I
best.
I really hope that like I guess one good thing out of this NIL stuff would be if it like enough time passes 5-10 years and all of those guys start like spilling the beans on what it was really like what they're really getting paid in the 80s because like statute of limitations. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
want
Shaq
I
had
want
that.
Dion to be like, okay, you guys want to know how it was? Let me tell you how it was. That guy over there gave me a check to that guy. Yeah, it's like I want to hear like the real scoop.
Shaq one time mentioned something. He's like statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Well, I always pictured it like the program. They just get the handshake at the alumni dinner.
Oh, I love that. Let me take that off your hand until
Yeah,
you see the light. What do you
right.
say?
We might have to do a rewatchable. Totally
Oh,
steal it.
oh man, just watch it right there while we just do commentary during. That'd be a really good
I
idea.
don't remember the word, so I don't want to butcher it. But my favorite scene, which I think is the most underrated, is when they're doing the film study, and he's like 3rd and 7, Eagle
Oh, he's
Zipper,
calling
yeah,
out the defensive line.
and
Yo,
they
kill the
just start going
quarterback.
fast, and he's just calling out the defensive calls.
Yeah, Echo Bravo.
Yeah, that's the best. What else you got? I don't have anything else really to add for the NFL week.
Nothing more of the NFL. Oh, what are your thoughts on the Michigan sign stealing scandal?
Nothing burger.
You think it's a nothing burger, or like you don't care that it's happening?
Both.
I
I think okay. So this guy bought publicly available seats and then did some
Yeah,
scouting.
I for the life of me, I don't understand why people are so up in arms with stealing signs. Like I just don't get it. It's like we had
Wouldn't
you
you be
had
trying to steal the signs?
the right if you're in the same place, then people are gonna look and try to figure it out. Like that's not like rocket science, right? Like
And they all watch film. They
The
also
Oregon
all
Ducks
watch.
had the big, the big under Chip Kelly, right? The big
Yeah,
signs to do it, right? Like so it's like you have to disguise it. So obviously the only reason you're disguising it is because if you don't disguise it, people will hear. So like there's already a cat and mouse game going on. So why would you not like record? I don't get why people don't just say like, "Hey, record it. We're gonna change it anyway." Like, isn't that the whole point?
why aren't you changing it anyways? B, if I know that you know my signs, wouldn't you
Yeah,
use like game theory use it against you? Like
yeah.
holy crap, he knows our signs. We're gonna sign in this play, and this should be open.
Yeah, like if he's going in there and either recording or like sneaking into a practice, right? And is like, "Oh, hey, this play, when they call this play, it's run like this." That's one thing. But if you're out there in like the public domain and like they're just playing a regular Saturday game, like I don't know, what's the difference between recording and just having like a guy being like, "Oh yeah, he did this and this and this," and then that means a throw. Like it's the same shit. So I
Yeah,
don't understand why everyone's like, "Oh, sign stealing scandal." It's like
it's like what
run
Portnoy said.
guidelines.
They're officially back when you start getting stories like this. It's the same thing with like Kansas basketball and Kentucky basketball.
Yeah,
The NCAA is not going to do a thing this year. Like they don't want Michigan, the name brand great university, in the
yeah,
playoff. If anything, it'll be a slap on the wrist. He'll miss like the Central Michigan game next year. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, what are
I
we
mean,
doing?
and the only kid that's gonna get burned is this like 25-year-old ex-marine.
Oh
Like
yeah, that graduate assistant's got to go.
yeah.
It's like, what's
Oh.
your name? Robbie Collins. The guy's gonna be fired. That's all that's gonna happen. This poor guy is gonna be
Yeah,
fired.
makes makes the same amount as Harbaugh does in like a day. He's just gonna
Go
get tossed to the street.
Your college football career is over. You're gonna be like, go run the
Yeah,
spread offense at some high school in Ohio.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a nothing burger for me. Anything leading up to this week for the week that's coming up?
I was really excited about the Bucks game on Thursday at about 12:55 Eastern on Sunday. I am no longer as interested watching them go up and get beat by 17 on Thursday. Um,
I got something for you. The game it's gonna be a weird one.
yeah, what's the game of the week here?
No, this is not the game of the week, but I'm
Okay.
interested to see if Carolina can do anything off the bye. Like, what did they switch up? Because they're playing Houston at home. Not saying they're going to win, but is Carolina going to show anything new? Or
What's
they
that
did
line?
it's Houston -3. I'm just
Does
interested to
Houston have to
see.
buy two?
No, I think they played. I don't know. Put me on the spot here. But regardless, I want to see what Carolina's doing off the bye. Is the OC calling plays now instead of Frank Reich? Is Bryce Young going to get anything going this year? I also have Arizona.
Buy versus buy.
I also have Arizona having the worst record, +220. So I need a
Oof.
Carolina win coming up here. So that
Um,
was one I thought would
yeah,
be interesting.
no, I'll mark this down right now. I'll be on Houston. No doubt about it. Um,
Yeah,
let's see. Game of the week. Game of the week. Game of the week. Oh, there's New York on New York. That's gonna be shitty.
yeah.
Um,
I think Jags Steelers could be kind of cool to watch, and then from
Cincy San Fran. That's a couple names we just talked about.
I think I think
Yeah, kind of a weird week.
the whole world is going to be on the Lions teaser down Monday night, or any money line parlay is going to roll into Monday night with the Lions at home off the loss versus the Raiders.
Raiders. I mean, there's really some terrible quarterback play going on. We're already down to like second, third stringers in a bunch of scenarios. It's kind of ugly. There's like I felt like a few weeks ago, it felt like there were a whole bunch of like playoff worthy teams. We're gonna have at least one or two like bad teams in the playoffs in each conference. Like there's gonna be
especially the NFC.
there's gonna be backup quarterbacks in there somehow.
Oh yeah, but like the AFC, you got to figure the Bills and Dolphins will get in, and then
Yep.
you'll figure it like it's probably a second team from the North, whether it's the Bengals or the Steelers. But then a seventh team will get in.
Yeah, like the
You know,
Steelers. Like Mike Tomlin, he is the best coach,
yes, I
right?
agree.
Like
That's what
no matter
I
what,
text my high school friends about that. The
he
thing about
really is.
McDermott has Josh Allen, and they're
Yep.
underachieving. Mike Tomlin is 4-2,
Yeah.
and they do not have a talented roster. Like they
Nothing.
have a couple good guys, but like he is getting so much more out of that team.
They gut it out, right? Like fourth quarter tight game, you're like, yeah, Tomlin's gonna he's got the edge.
And their halftime adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Their halftime adjustments versus some other teams. So yeah, I agree with that. And then that's all I got. I don't have anything else. If anything podcast worthy, I don't want to go off the cuff.
No, that's all I got. We got game 7 happening right now. Oh, Diamondbacks up 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah.
Interesting. NBA starting up. So I guess we can have some NBA commentary. I am curious to see Wemby tomorrow. I don't know if you watched any of the preseason with him, but it's nuts.
I saw he was only minus 125 to win Rookie of the Year. Maybe throw a little something on that.
Yeah, because it's him and because Chet, that other 7'1" guy from Gonzaga, is coming back, and so he's technically a rookie. So I think he's the only other one that would really compete with him. But yeah, I'm interested in tuning in for that.
I like the NBA. At this point, I pretty much just watch the Barkley, Shaq, Kenny the Jet until football's over.
It's I rarely tune in for a whole game, but the mid-season tournament, we'll have to do some digging and see if that's actually going to be interesting or not.
I think that's a cool idea. I would like to see it turn into how they take it seriously in Europe and soccer, like having the league.
They've got to do something about the regular season. There's just a big disconnect between what the point of the regular season is. Go and put on a show for the fans. Michael Jordan, hey, they came to watch me play, so I'm going to play, kind of thing. There's just none of that mentality from the top guys right now. It's
there needs to be more. There needs to be more rivalries where these guys hate each other. Everyone's friends.
How could you not? I mean, I was listening to Steph Curry on another pod, and it was oh, how much longer are you going to play or whatever. My contract's got another 2-3 years on it, but this will be a big collective bargaining agreement in 2027 with a new TV rights deal or whatever. It's in 3 years, the top guys are going to be clearing easily $100 million, right? And what can you how much feuding can you possibly have if it's 100 million against 100 million? It's hey man, we fucking did it. No injuries, all right? Let's have a good time after the game, right? How pissed off can you be?
I might be calling the towel. I don't know how much more salaries are going to go up.
As long as they're getting 50% and then the TV deals keep on going up.
But that's my point. I mean, I think I don't see the TV deals doing the numbers that they think they are. There's no way that these ratings are increasing.
It's nuts because you're definitely getting the I think you're already over the tipping point of
the football ratings, though. It doesn't even come close to the football ratings. But go on.
Yeah, the football guys got to spread out between 53 guys. There's 10 guys, and there's 4 that you have to pay on a team. It's great. The salary cap is 200 million for 11 guys. It's all right, 100 to you, 75 to you, and then 15, 15, 5, 5, 5. It's crazy.
We can save it for another pod, but do you think another sport could eventually move up?
To what?
Do you think a new sport can kind of eventually come in and take one of the top 4 spots, like a handball?
I mean, MLS has been trying to do that for a while, but that's probably always going to stay pretty niche-y. I don't know. It's just NFL, just for the whole product, just keeps on distancing itself just because of the scarcity, right? Like,
it's NFL. At this point, I think NFL and college football are the only ones that are truly national.
and
Because
truly must watch, right? Like
and
you're not missing the game.
yeah, I'm logging on to Prime Video on Thursday night.
Yeah, I will find the game wherever it is because I gotta watch it. Everything else is totally maybe this is just a dad's perspective. I don't have much time, but like I can't keep track of like 8 games regular season don't really matter anymore. Can't
But
do it.
NBA, NHL, MLB, they truly are just regional. Most
Yeah,
people like, oh, I like the Twins,
networks, everything.
and
Yep.
maybe I'll follow the Twins, but you're not really like, oh, let me tune in for that Sunday night baseball Rangers Diamondbacks game. Not happening.
It's I mean even with like the Yankees and the Sox when I see that like they used to be like oh great Yankees Sox and I'm like I don't know like let me know
Yeah,
what
I
happens.
agree. Yeah, college football is the only thing that comes close.
Yep. All
So
right. Well, hey, Bills are going to absolutely smoke the Bucs. There's just no way around it. So, congratulations early on the win.
I'm
And
well over 60% on the season, which means I'm going to fly to Vegas in August to enter the contest for real with money and go about 45% next year because I'm
yeah,
killing it this year. But we'll take it.
1-4.
Pride,
Yep. Give
pride
me
means a lot. Pride means a
well.
lot.
Congrats on the win this last week. Another multi-skin week, and yeah, we got to do better next week.
All right, let's end record.
All right. See ya.
See you next time. Subscribe.